You ready?
Yeah, I hope so.
Hello, and thank you for having us back, Tyson New Ventures. We're Gaia Technology, speaking on behalf of the cultured meat industry. And we're going to be speaking to you today about how cultured meat is the meat of the future and why Tyson New Ventures should take this opportunity to project themselves into this new market. Within the past couple of years, the meat industry has gone upwards of spending $750 billion a year just in America, and is expected to double in interest within the next few decades. Tyson New Ventures, created in December of 2013, has very many opportunities ahead of it to establish itself as a new player within the agricultural industry, and should take this innovative opportunity to set itself apart from the competitors and really clench the market before anyone else has the chance to. Already there have been small companies, startups that have been creating cultured meat, who have been creating cultured meat, and it has been successful in areas such as Silicon Valley and the Bay Area. And people among all coasts and throughout the United States who adhere to a vegetarian diet are all very interested in having alternative opportunities to either continue eating meat or to have a healthier alternative to the current meat market. The current meat market has a lot of factory farming and inhumane processes of feeding the human population that is continually growing. And cultured meat, as lab-grown meat, allows people to have a healthier alternative that is environmentally beneficial, acknowledges human welfare, and acknowledges animal welfare. And my colleague Joanna will be now speaking about the current market and its failures, and then I will be speaking about the solutions that cultured meat brings to the table.
Thank you, Johanna. So in a state like California, where we have been plagued by drought for years, we know how vital the resource water is. So when 47% of water use is going to going to animal agriculture, and only 4% of personal water use is in the market, you see how unsustainable that is. Just to raise livestock, to grow the food that goes into raising them, to use water for the facilities, all that energy that goes into the livestock shows that it's not sustainable, because that energy does not equal the same output that you're having maybe in a burger. So just to give you some statistics, because it's all in the numbers, the waste that comes from livestock, such as manure, contributes to 33% of global nitrogen and phosphorus pollution. This doesn't even mention the cruel conditions that animals are forced to undergo. Scientists have proven that animals have the capacity to feel pain, to suffer. So when animals are kept in factory farms that are cramped, lack ventilation, and they're pumped with antibiotics that sometimes chickens can't even hold their own weight because they're so large, you see that it really is not fair to the animals. And this doesn't even address the issues that go into the human welfare of it all. So when animals are given these antibiotics, this affects humans, because about 60% of all diseases have been transmitted by animals. And not to mention that the antibiotics that are given to these animals go into our water supply, again, polluting our environment.
All right, now to talk about the solutions to the problem. Joanna addressed the environmental downfalls of the current industry, including but not limited to inefficient use of natural resources. The great thing about cultured meat is that it bypasses the inefficient use of resources, because there is no grain required to allow an animal to grow for up to 2 to 3 years before it is killed or before it's sent to the slaughterhouse to go to the market. Cultured meat is taken from a single animal biopsy that is merely 2 to 3 centimeters long and is harmless to the animal. and it can replicate up to 1 trillion times its size and feed a growing population without any harm done to the animal or done to the environment. And much of the land use that would otherwise be used to grow the crops that feed the animals is then instead can be used for habitat renewal for all the animals that were in the areas that we decimated in order to create crops to then feed our population. In addition, we have a few informed assumptions about cultured meat that include water usage, energy usage, environmental benefits, and greenhouse gases. There's about 99% lower land use predicted by using cultured meat because all the meat will be grown in a lab rather than grown outside on plains, especially for free-range animals. People are very interested in having humanely raised animals, and that includes a large amount of space to grow them, and factory farms do not give that opportunity. There's upwards of 96% lower water use, which is great for states such as California, who are constantly in a drought and have to spend a lot of money to transport water to get it to our growing population, and upwards of 98% less greenhouse gases that would otherwise be emitted through the digestive processes of animals. Currently, there is bioreactor development going into ensuring that the energy use can go down, but as of right now, there is about kind of a break even between the energy use for animal agriculture and cultured meat. In addition, animal waste pollution will be emitted entirely because there is no animal that will be digesting and putting out waste. Then to continue the animal welfare aspect, which is what many people are aware of currently, this is all meat, no harm. So no animal has to be killed in order to create the meat that we will then be consuming. There is a safe biopsy that can use local or full anesthesia so that no animal will even be harmed when taking the needle pinprick to them to create the cultured meat. This is not embryonic in nature. Again, no animal has to be killed, as I said before. This is strictly taking a portion out so that it can be grown in a culture. In addition, as I mentioned before, about 90% of the world is dedicated to human use. And only 10% is given to wildlife, whereas centuries ago, when the world was as it should be, some might say, about only 5% of the world was used for human use and 95% was for wildlife, including the Amazon, which is regularly decimated for animal agriculture use. Okay. Lastly, for human welfare, what many people care about, humans consistently get diseases of affluence that impact our population locally and nationally and internationally. There's high levels of cancer, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and many other diseases that could be easily circumvented by investing in cultured meat, which has no unhealthy fats, and is very low in many of the negative hormones and antibiotics that Joanna was talking about that are found within the current animal agriculture industry. The other great thing about cultured meat is you can infuse it with omega-3s, vitamins and nutrients, irons, etc. that humans need in their diet, especially vegetarians who don't get enough magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, or iron. Yeah. Thanks. And so this is why we believe that cultured meat is the ethical alternative that you guys are looking for, and to go into this industry would make you a pioneer of cultured meat and the future. Thank you.